Hi, this is the program that we promised you earlier. We're excited to let you know that we're going to have a friendly competition together. Let's take a closer look at it, because the prize is up to $1,500, which is a significant amount, and you can participate on demo accounts without needing to make any kind of investment at all. So let's get started and see in detail what this competition is all about and how exactly you can join it. InstaForex, as always, is well known for its exciting and engaging competitions that attract many participants. We've already covered it for you before. We have provided you with all the important information about it so that you can make more informed and thoughtful choices in the financial world. However, the competition we want to discuss today is actually one that many people may have already heard of. But let's take a look together to see what it's all about and what the level of this competition is like, its prizes, how the winners are chosen, and let's have a complete overview of it. Just like me, please click on the link to go to the official InstaForex website. Now, on this very page where we land together, I want you to pay close attention to the sniper competition section for me. He said it's a competition where every week we hold a fun and engaging contest. In this exciting competition, people come together and actively participate, making their own trades. With each trade they make, they contribute to the energy of the event, provided that they meet the requirements. If they meet the requirements, their score increases, showing their progress in the competition. With every trade they make, their chances of success and winning gradually grow and improve as each trade helps them gain more experience and confidence. But how does it actually work? How can you take part and participate in the competition? Let's get started and find out together. In order to participate in this competition, there are a few important things you absolutely must pay very close attention to. What are those things? First, the account you want to open and complete the identity verification for must be in your own name. The next point, if you have previously participated in this competition and won a prize, you are not allowed to participate again. So, for example, if you participate in the competition again next week, even if you win, the prize will go to the next person. Third, accounts in the name of your relatives. Or for instance, suppose you opened an account in your own name and also opened one in your brother's name and are trading with both at the same time. In such cases, the broker and the organization have the right and authority to close the account. They can announce it, and yes, it's true that it's not a real account. It's a demo account. But still, you put in the effort. You competed, and it's possible that they identify both accounts and close them, along with many other conditions. So, if up to this point you don't fall into any of these three cases I mentioned, let's get started together. These competitions start on a weekly basis, for example, right now as we're talking. This competition is currently ongoing and people are able to trade at this time. Now, if we want to participate and enter the competition, we need to make sure to register for the next week. So how do we do that for the upcoming week? We simply scroll the mouse down, go to this specific option, and then click on it to proceed. In this section, you can complete your registration process. That is to say, you can see, first of all, is this the competition you are interested in? Anyway, up to this point, how many people have already registered for this event? What does it look like so far? Here, you simply click on this option and then proceed with your registration. After you've completed your registration, we then select the appropriate condition. For example, you said you want an account where you don't pay any transaction fees. Okay, you've selected everything. You've completed your identity verification and you register yourself for that competition. And during the announce period, which to clarify is a time frame that falls within those 5 specific trading days, you proceed to carry out your trades as planned. Now, there's an important point to note here. We come together and say, okay, we've officially entered the competition. We made our trades strictly according to the announced schedule, following all the guidelines, and we kept moving forward in that manner, step by step, throughout the process. The end of the week has arrived. The end of the trading week, it has come for us. We're looking and, well, we've made a profit too. But do we actually have a real chance to win in this situation? Who are the individuals that end up at the very top of this list here? What kinds of trades did they make to reach that position? Under what specific conditions did they make their trades that allowed them to win? There are a few main points to consider. What are these points like? For example, let me set the chart to 1 hour. The situation is as follows. You've successfully signed up. You've now been given a demo account with a balance of $10,000. So what is the leverage they provided you with? It's 500 to 1, which means you can control a position size that is 500 times your account balance. Now, you're ready to start trading. The condition for winning and earning points is that, starting from the day the trading activities officially begin, that is, from the moment the competition starts, each participant begins trading. Max, during these 5 days, those who achieve the highest account growth rate will be recognized, who can generate the most profit overall, and meanwhile, there are also some specific points that the broker itself actually calculates. What are those points like? For example, how accurate you were at those specific moments. Let's say, for instance, someone opened a one lot trade on this part of the chart and then opened a one lot trade on this candle as well. What was the direction of the trade in this situation? It was upward, meaning they went long, or in other words, they decided to buy, expecting the price to increase. Okay, now they've closed their trade here at this particular point, and then the market has gone even higher after that. Or for example, you can see they've taken another action, such as opening a new position or making an adjustment. These steps help us understand the sequence of decisions and the accuracy of each move, giving us a clearer picture of how trading decisions play out over time. They had a short sell trade. For example, they went short at this particular point, and then they set their stop loss right here. Their stop loss was eventually hit, and after that, the market moved downward, demonstrating the remarkable level of precision the trader had in their own trades. It's a topic that's considered significant for scoring. And when people want to carry out their transactions, the more careful they are, the better. The trades they carry out will be executed with greater accuracy and under better conditions. If they achieve higher profitability and are able to grow their account more naturally, they will receive a higher score. So definitely pay attention to this point as well, but of course there are still some issues. You can easily come to this section at any time and review all of the rules. Well, as we have already said, the rules are always, without a doubt, the most important thing that any person truly needs to be fully aware of. They need to obtain information. This $1,500 prize that we mentioned. Well, for many people, they might say it could be fake or that such a thing might not exist. But in any case, this competition has always been ongoing every week. And the first prize of $500 is not such a huge amount that we could say it is so high that it would motivate someone to cheat. It exists, especially considering that you're participating with a demo account and you haven't invested any real money. Actually, it's a pretty good amount, and if you make your trades in a disciplined way, you can easily be among the top participants. But there are some rules that I really think you should pay attention to. Age is a very important requirement, and you'll encounter this when you go through the registration and identity verification process. You'll come across that issue yourself. But as I mentioned before, your age must be at least 18 years old. Also, regarding this, your relatives and people who are close to you, like your family, cannot participate. Even if you register it under their name, for example, if you write it in your own name and then add your sister, brother, or any other sibling, it still won't be allowed. I strongly recommend that you pay very close and careful attention to all of these conditions. Please make sure to read them thoroughly and carefully before you participate in the competition and before making your trades. This is a very, very important point. All right, let's move on with the rest of the story. Scroll down with your mouse and continue moving downward at a steady pace. There are also a few other very fundamental points here. You need to pay close attention, and Adil, as I mentioned before, please make sure to study these rules very thoroughly. Now, I won't go into it any further at this point because we do not want the overall session to take too long, but pay close attention to the stop out level that we have in place. We're going to skip over it, but make sure your study is precise and complete. We can't go through it clause by clause. We could go over these, but really you should review them yourself. We have a company. We know that there are individuals who have entered into the company and have made trades within it. Because of neglecting those points, they've suffered greater losses, or they weren't paying attention and after a lot of effort, lost their accounts. A lot of behaviors in trading can be made more practical with some thoughtful adjustments. For example, there is always someone who comes and says, well, I always trade E or USD because that is the pair I am most familiar with and feel most comfortable trading. What else does he trade? For example, he trades global gold ounces, EUR USD, and global gold ounces. Well, this person is doing spot trading. These are very good and profitable trades, and for years, his trading statement has shown profitability. Does he come in here? Does he say, well, I got all these points, I should be declared the winner? Why? Because you must at least, at the very least, be able to make a 5% profit on at least two specific symbols. What are those symbols? So make sure to pay close attention to this point. You must be able to achieve at least 5% profitability on these two symbols. You have to earn it on these two symbols, and you absolutely must trade them. It's not like people can just say, well, we have our system, our trading and strategy, always on three. Up to the specific symbols, we trade ourselves, and we don't add any new symbols to it. That's fine for your personal trades. In fact, it's a very professional and correct approach. But for participating in this competition and this demo challenge, definitely keep this point in mind. And don't forget that you also need to trade on these two other symbols. Well, anyway, these are the rules. Further down, you can also see the different tiers, which we don't really need to get into right now. If we want to go back to our own article, as you know, we always try to make things really practical for you. At the same time, we try to present the content in a complete and simple way in our articles on the Trading Pointer platform. Here you can actually see for yourself everything we've discussed in this program. There are also some more useful and practical pieces of information, like what? The platforms that the group currently uses for its competitions, the assets you can trade on, their conditions, costs, and lots of other information are all provided here for you. Again, regarding the account deadlines, here you have a set of information. You can see how the prizes are awarded. They've listed for you a total prize amount of $1,500, which they will award. The first place winner receives $500, as you can see here. Of course, there's also a point to note, which is exactly what I mentioned to you earlier. The basis for calculating the score actually involves several different parameters. For example, you should pay close attention to the first place winner. For another person, however, it might be different. Someone might have a very high level of profitability. They might be just below the first place. But in terms of risk, their risk really hasn't been fully accounted for. They haven't followed some of the rules, so each prize here is actually different and unique. This was the point we mentioned earlier in the discussion, and we've brought it up again here for you, so you can definitely make use of it. Now, we have some other conditions right here that we can see and we'll get to. Let's get to this part. Here, as always, we have made a careful comparison for you. After all, there are other groups in the market that also regularly hold competitions on their own demo accounts. This brings up the question of attractiveness. What's interesting about it? Well, the interesting thing is that you can actually make a profit without putting any of your own money in. You can earn income if you win, which is quite appealing. Well, these options do exist, but which one could be better for us? First, you need to carefully check whether the broker where you want to open an account and make trades is compatible with your country. For example, some brokers may not allow users from certain regions, so it is important to verify this before proceeding. Does the service support your country or not? Does it allow traders from that country to actually register for the competition or not? So this is an important point to consider. After that, take a moment to see which prize is actually more attractive to you. Then, once again, carefully check what the competition specific conditions are like. Is the trading strategy that you have accepted included in that competition or not? There is someone who trades using algorithms and robots. Another person, for example, does super scalping strategies. Someone else, on the other hand, prefers to do longer term trades. We need to see which one is more suitable. For example, if someone might choose to keep a trade open for a total of 10 days, is their trading system actually accepted in a competition that only lasts for 5 days? Even if it has been informally stated that there is no problem and you are allowed to trade, this is still a very important point. Be sure to pay very close attention to it. As always, we've carefully laid out the steps for you here, so with just a quick glance, you can fully understand the entire process. I sincerely hope that the explanations we've provided in this program have been truly useful to you and that you've been able to make good use of them. If you have any questions, ambiguities, suggestions, tips, or anything else, a team of experts is right here with you, just a simple click away. You can share your issues and get your answers. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end of this Trading Finder program. I sincerely entrust you to God until the next program. May God always be with you and protect you.